Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be going over an updated drugstore everyday foundation routine. I've had a whole lot of requests from you guys to do an updated version of this. I haven't done one here on my channel for quite some time. It's been a really long time. So yeah, this is basically all of the products that I use. They're all drugstore, they're all affordable products, and the ways that I apply them and the order that I apply them to get my makeup to look perfect and to last absolutely all day long. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I personally think that if your foundation looks good and it stays in place, everything else, that you apply on top works out too. I just feel like everything looks so much better. Now, if you are new here, I am an oily skin type, so this routine is shine proof, it's oil proof, it's a matte finish, but it's breathable, it feels good, it feels natural, it looks good and natural. It's not going to get cakey, it's not going to separate or break up during the day. Like, it's just a really good, solid, perfect go-to foundation routine that's going to last you all day long. So if you are interested in watching that, then please stick around. Now, the first thing for me for any foundation routine for whenever I want my makeup to really last all day long and not get cakey or greasy or shiny or oily at all is to actually start with a setting spray. I know that sounds crazy. I know you're probably thinking like, girl, you've got it fully backwards. I know, but by applying a setting spray first and then finishing with a setting spray later, it locks your makeup in so well, and it nearly creates a barrier for the oil, for the grease and everything. It doesn't allow it to come through and sort of mix into those foundations and break them up and make them go all gross. Just trust me on this one. Once you've tried it, you'll be like, oh, I totally understand what she means. Now, my absolute favorite setting spray still remains the GERARD Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray. I know this is technically not a drugstore product. It's the only non-drugstore product that I've got in this video, but with a discount code, these do come down to $11 each. I've got a special code, and that's drugstore prices, so it's still super affordable. So you can use the code JOYBOGO. I've still got it. You guys are always like, Nikkia, get the code back. It's here for the minute. So if you've been wanting to get the setting spray, I would jump on it now, but it will get you 2 full sizes of these for only $22, which makes them $11 each. And this stuff is just absolute. It is the best of the best of the best of setting sprays. Trust me, try it once, you will flip. It locks everything in so well. You could run a marathon, you'll be fine. It stops caking, it stops separating, it stops shine. It just keeps everything looking absolutely perfect. It stops transfer even. It is incredible. So yes, I always start out with this. And you guys might remember I did actually collab with GERARD probably, gosh, was it 2 years ago now? So if you do want to get my own personal scent, the Nikkia Joy Rose, still available on the website as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be using. So first, it's really nothing too fancy. I do a priming spritz, and then I basically just go 1, 2, 3, and I just spray it all over the skin, and then I just let it air dry, and then we move on to the next step. Oh my god, the rose one smells so, I'm just so proud of it. It smells so damn good. All right, next up you want to move into using a primer. So this is the CoverGirl. Now there is 2 versions of this one. It's their True Blend Base Business Primer, and this is the skin smoothing version. They do also have a pore minimizing version, which I actually do really love as well. But for everyday makeup that doesn't fail, foundation that will really stay in place, I always seem to go for this one. And this one's a really beautiful lightweight consistency. When you apply it, it honestly just feels like a lightweight moisturizer. I don't like things that feel heavy on the skin. I know it sounds crazy because you put makeup on to wear makeup, but I don't. I like to look really good, and I like to look like I'm wearing makeup, but I don't like to feel like I'm wearing makeup. So I like things, really nice and lightweight on the skin. Now I'm just very gently sort of spreading this out, and then what I'm going to do is actually press it into the skin. Now what this does is it avoids micro exfoliation, and then that will avoid, extra texture sort of forming on your skin, and it will just keep everything super perfect and smooth all day long. All right, next up for foundation. Oh, and boy, oh boy, am I glad we met. This is the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Quite a mouthful. Definitely quite a mouthful. This foundation is absolutely incredible for everyday wear. It's got beautiful coverage. It blends so perfectly well. It looks gorgeous on the skin. And they're not kidding, 24-hour fresh wear, it stays looking perfect all day long, but still feeling really fresh and really lightweight on the skin. I'm so obsessed with it. Oh, I have no words. So basically what I do, I pop 2 pumps of it on the back of my hand. Then I take a blending sponge, pick it up, and then I start to apply it. Now, you can apply it with a brush as well. It really depends on the finish. I do find that I get a better coverage when I'm using a sponge like this, but you can certainly use it with a brush. It's personal preference. I do also find having such textured skin though that typically a lot of the time using a sponge, my skin will look a lot smoother. But I'm just applying not like a thick layer, and see how like beautiful and glowy it looks on the skin. Like it looks really, really natural. I'm just sort of applying like a light-ish layer of product to cover up redness, to cover up darkness, to even out the skin tone, to hide those enlarged pores of mine. Well, not hide. You can't really hide them, but it certainly makes them a little bit less visible. But I'm just applying that all over. And I do, as always, I've spoken to you guys about this before, I always bring my foundation past the jawline. You don't want to stop here because you'll have like this hideous line sort of where like your foundation ends and like your neck, like your normal neck skin starts. It doesn't look cute, trust me. So just blending this all out. Obviously, whatever coverage you want to go for is up to you. This one is buildable, which is great as well. You can very easily build it up to full coverage and it doesn't affect how long it lasts. I honestly just love this. It's incredible. Like it doesn't keep you 100% matte throughout the day. So don't like be fooled into thinking, oh, this foundation is going to stop my oils from coming through. It doesn't completely stop them, but at the same time, when they do come through, it's nearly like the foundation, like it just looks better and better. It leaves you looking so gorgeous and glowy and just, I love it for everyday wear. I wouldn't probably choose this for like, a nighttime, like let's say, for example, like a wedding or something. I'd probably go for something with a little bit more coverage and that, just looks incredible in flash photography. But for everyday, this has become my all-time affordable drugstore go-to. It's gorgeous. All right, so I've got that foundation on and hopefully you can see in the camera, it just looks so beautiful and fresh and natural. Like honestly, just like the name says. It feels very, very lightweight on the skin. If you're not an oily skin type like me, you could probably definitely get away with not powdering this down. I personally have to, being such an oily girl, but it just like, you can't even feel that you're wearing foundation. Like it looks so good. It lasts so, so well, but you can't feel like it's there. And for every day, like for me, that's exactly what I am after. Now moving on to concealer, I do always like to conceal underneath my eyes and a little bit sort of through the T-zone for sort of like an everyday kind of a thing. My all-time favorite concealer is this one by Maybelline. This is the Age Rewind. This is their Dark Circle Eraser Concealer. Absolutely obsessed with this one. Not only is it really easy to apply, like you just sort of twist it, the product comes out through the sponge at the top there. So it's really easy to apply, but it also, like the formula of this one is next level. It's crease proof. It wears really well, like for a long time all day. It doesn't break up and get like, cakey and gross. It also doesn't go, how you get that funny papery sort of textured look to the under eye area. Doesn't do that. It's just an incredible formula and obviously very, very affordable. So what I'm doing here is I'm just applying it underneath the eyes and then I haven't drawn that in a straight line. Through the T-zone and on the chin there, and then I'm just going to blend it out with the same sponge. I do like a little bit of extra coverage through the T-zone just because, like during the day, like if you're blowing your nose or you accidentally touch your nose, sometimes your foundation can transfer off, and I like to have kind of like a little bit of extra security because I just don't think having a red nose is a desirable thing. I don't think it's cute. Okay, I said it. I'm just gently pushing that in, blending it out. It just looks so beautiful and smooth, and it honestly, like, it's one of the easiest concealers to blend as well. I don't like concealers that are hard work. Very, very easy to work with, and it also, like, true to its name, 100% covers up dark circles. Like, look how much more brightened my under eye area looks. Like, yeah, it works. All right, moving on to powder. I've got another Maybelline product. You guys have heard me talk about this a million times. As far as drugstore powders go, this one here is my all-time go-to. It looks beautiful on the skin. It's not powdery. It doesn't cause texture. It lasts really, really well during the day, and it makes your skin look beautiful and photoshopped. Like, it's just a really incredible powder. So Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I don't know if I said that earlier. But yeah, I love this. And what I like to do with this one is actually take the same sponge. I pick up a little bit of the powder on the sponge there, kind of dust off any excess, and then I actually like to push this into the skin, pretty much, you know, using the same motions that you use when blending out concealers or when blending out foundations. You just want to gently push this in over top of the entire face. I mean, you can just do the under eye area and the T-zone if you like. It's totally a personal preference, and then use a brush on the rest of the face. But if you're like me, you have issues getting your foundation to last, you have issues with your foundation looking textured, you've got issues with enlarged pores like I do, or you just get really, really oily and you just can't seem to be able to stop those oils, try applying your powder like this. It will literally change your life. And then, like I said, if you want, you do have the option to go in with a powder brush. Pick up a little of the powder. Don't go crazy. You don't want to use heaps and heaps and heaps. Dust off the excess. And then very gently, I want you to use dabbing motions. I don't want you to like wipe this and swirl the brush around, because that will displace the foundation underneath. You want to keep everything looking really perfect and seamless with no texture or anything at all. So just dabbing it on the skin. And I do also powder my neck where I've applied the foundation as well. And if you take your fingers and you just feel your skin, you will notice that it just feels so matte. It will feel velvety. If you do come across any areas that are like feeling a little bit sticky, you can go in with a little bit more powder. But for the most part, you should be pretty damn good. And then finally, to finish, I want you to go in with another spritz of setting spray. So obviously we've applied it first and we're going to apply it last, and we're going to kind of lock everything in, kind of like a sandwich, I guess you could think of. Lock everything in, keep it in place all day long. I do usually do this before going in with bronzer, blush, highlighter, and things like that, because I really like to make sure all of this that we've just worked on, which for me, like I said, it's the most important part of my foundation routine. Like if this is looking perfect, everything else will look perfect. So yeah, I do it now. So 1, 2, 3, and sometimes I go with a 4th as well. And then just give it a couple of seconds. You really want to let it air dry. You don't want to go in touching, you know, your skin, touching your face while it is still damp, because again, it will just, like, it needs time to dry, otherwise it will displace things underneath it. And then from here, pretty much you are good to go in and apply the rest of your makeup. So bronzer, blusher if you wear it, eyeshadows, brows, whatever it is. And like, even like your bronzer and your blush and everything will look so much better and will last so much longer if you've got the base down pat. But yeah, I'm not going to go into the rest of the routine in this video, because this one is about like the actual foundation routine. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you want to see like a full everyday, like affordable drugstore makeup routine, like the rest of the products that I would use on the rest of my face. I'd be more than happy to do it for you guys. I wanted to keep this one hopefully reasonably short, although I've been filming for a while. But yeah, hopefully nice and short and really focused on the foundation. So that's pretty much it from me today, guys. If you do have any more questions about my foundation routine, or you want to know more about tips and tricks to keep your foundation in place or to stop the oils or whatever the issues are that you are having, please be sure to pop them in the comment section down below. I love you all so, so much. If this video did help you and you did enjoy it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And yes, I hope you're all having an incredible day. I hope you're doing something that's lots of fun. Actually, let me know in the comments what you're up to today. It's pouring rain outside here, so I'm low-key. I feel like baking cookies and I feel like snuggling up and watching some trashy TV. Probably what I'm going to be doing, but let me know what you're doing in the comments. All right, guys, I love you so, so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.